What is up, everybody? It's Tony with this Halloween Kills review. So I did one on the channel. It was like an hour and a half long. Now I'm kind of like, that was too long. I don't know how it ended up happening. I did not plan for that to be that long. So I'm gonna redo this and delete the old one. So let's get into it now. The opening title sequence. I don't know what was it. Overall, I love this fucking movie. I saw it twice, 2 days in a row. I saw it Thursday night and Friday night when it came out. I don't know how. I'm probably gonna try to see it more times before the next one comes out. Honestly, I think I can honestly say at this point, it is my favorite Halloween movie. Period. Better than the first one, better than Rob Zombie's, better than all the other ones. It is my favorite one. I will get into why as I go down the list. But so we start the movie with the opening title sequence. It's like a hella of like pumpkins, and the pumpkins are on fire. And I assumed there was a kind of wanted to symbolize how like one thing they were doing in this movie was talking about how Michael was like infecting the town and turning everyone else into monsters. And I thought that was the whole point of the opening title sequence. But I thought that was cool. Next we get I want to talk about so Officer Hawkins from the first movie survives. He gets found by Cameron, and then they do a flashback to the night of the original movie when Michael got apprehended. And we see him, Officer Hawkins, accidentally kills his partner trying to shoot Michael. And that flashback scene was it was great. Looking like when we first see him, well, obviously, the mask was fucking great. Is it like an exact replica of the original mask? Technically, no, but it still looked great. And the cinematography of the scenes and I've heard a lot of people talk about in their reviews of like how it looks like 1978. Just like I guess clearer cameras, but like just the way it looks, like it sets itself apart from the rest of the movie. The 2018 setting, and it's like crazy good. Like I was not expecting it to be that good. Like I was excited for the flashbacks, but I was not expecting it to be that good. So kudos to them on that shit. Then we get the Dr. Loomis guy, and I can already kind of tell just in the off the trailer, because you can kind of see in the trailer just how good the Loomis guy kind of looked, even though it was more zoomed out in the trailer, but then in the movie you really see just how good the Loomis was, because they really did make up good shit, because it was makeup, it wasn't CGI at all, it wasn't deep fake, it was all makeup. They took a guy that kind of looked like Loomis a little bit, and then they put hella makeup on him to like finish the look off. And I think somebody else came in and did the voice. When I first heard the voice, I was like, that sounds exactly like him. But then when I went back and saw the movie the next day, I was like, well, it doesn't sound exactly like him, but it sounds close enough that I can fuck with it. I said like a big thing of this movie was talking about collective trauma and just the trauma that Michael put the entire town through. How a lot of people aren't over that shit, especially Tommy Doyle, and how like at the first thought that Michael was back, the first news that Michael was back, people just go into a frenzy. It was pretty easy for Tommy to work everybody into a frenzy, and well, it probably was somewhat of a commentary on modern day society. I thought it worked well. Although this was made before the pandemic, but when I say commentary on modern day society, I'm not talking about the pandemic. We had a chase this guy who was also on the bus with Michael in the first movie, or in the 2018 movie. They ended up chasing him through a hospital until he kills himself. And I felt really bad for that guy, because even though he was in the asylum with Michael, we don't know what he did to get there. But at least in this scene, in these scenes, he's innocent of what they're accusing him of. And he just looks so confused and just afraid, and I just felt bad for that guy. Even personally, I know a lot of people talking about how they didn't like that subplot, and they thought the movie could do it. I liked it. I thought they did well, handled that topic well, and got their point across. I was thinking, well, like that hospital chase scene must have been like a motherfucker to film, because they had to get USC, so they would have to get like the shots of the people running. Then they have to get all these different other shots that they wanted to get of the major actors and what's involved with the scene, like Lori and Karen and Tommy and the sheriff, and there's this shot where Oscar's mom sees his body in the morgue. They had to get all those different shots in there, mixed with all these people running around like a motherfucker. So that scene must have been like hell to shoot. I wonder how long it took them to film that. Next, I'll say I loved how violent. And part of the main reason why this movie is my favorite Halloween movie out of all 12, 13, however many it is. I loved how violent the movie was. I loved how aggressive Michael was. Michael was very fucking aggressive this whole movie. Like, he was not fucking around. He was just fucking slaying niggas. And he even killed a kid. They didn't kill the thing. He killed a kid, but they didn't show it on camera. They just showed him, like, in the trailer, where he's, like, holding the skeleton mask. And it's, like, bloodied up. So he fucked that kid up, but they didn't show it. I wish they would have showed it on camera, just to drive the point even harder that Michael was not fucking around in this movie. So I'm like, you might as well show it. Like, if he's gonna do it, you might as well show him do it. Show it. Yeah, it was a lot of cool kills. Like, obviously, the nurse lady, or the doctor who's dressed as a nurse, who actually makes her shoot herself in the face. That shit was funny. Cause I wasn't expecting it to happen that way, like until it was like right what was about to happen. When they showed the door, I was like, he's about to kick that shit or something like that. But otherwise, cause like in the trailer, it kind of makes it seem like he's gonna kill her some other way. But that shit was funny. Obviously, Cameron's death. He fucked Cameron up. Oh my god. I think I would agree that Cameron got it the worst. Because even though with Teddy from Rescue Me, Uncle Teddy from Rescue Me, who was the old guy, who was the couple with the black lady, even though he kind of did him fucked up too, when he was pretty much dead, I think, after when he threw him on the table, and he's like picking out the knives and stabbing up with different knives. I think after like the first or second knife, he was already dead. So he's still sticking knives in him. at the point he's already dead. So, but Cameron was alive, like the entire beatdown, and the entire time he was getting fucked up, he was alive, and so that one kind of makes Cameron's thing worse, to me at least. He was just fucking people up in this movie. And something else I kind of noticed that they kind of showed his, like, Michael had somewhat of a personality about a lot of these kills. Uh, like the way he did it, like he would go in, like when he kills that first firefighter, he goes up toward him and he kind of like kicks him a little bit, but it's like there's an extra meanness to it. Like there's meant to be some personality behind a lot of his movements and the way he moves. Whereas in other movies, this seems like kind of stale. Like he's just like they just wanted to do it how they imagined this emotionless killer would do it. But there's there's like an intent to show some personality. I put in my notes. I put Michael's swag. Like there's an intent to show something extra when he moves a certain way. Like when he kills after he does the thing with the halogen, when he kills that firefighter and he picks him up, and after he does that, he just like he throws the halogen down, but he does it in a way where it's like some extra like umph to like the way he throws it down. It's like like, and he just like moves on. I don't know like how to show you, but it's like you have to see the movie. But it's like the way he would do certain things, like there was like extra shit, like that's like some personality or swag to the way he would do shit, the way he would move. When he was killing people. Something else. The movie was really fast paced and like it was fun. What was making it fun to watch for me is it's like they were bouncing from thing to thing to thing, but it just made it more fun to me at least. Yeah, fucking great soundtrack. Like at the end when what's his face when they set Michael up for the trap, and then that song starts playing. It's on the soundtrack. It's called Payback, but that shit went crazy. So they got the Halloween theme, but they added like choir voices into the background. That was already crazy to begin with, and then when they get to the part where, like in the trailer, when you see him in the trailer, when his mask is on the ground and he goes picks it up, that was at the end for the because they tried to trap him. All the townspeople got together to try to trap Michael and beat him to death. Obviously, that shit didn't work. But when he like gets there, and then like the beat kind of like stops a little bit, and then he looks around, he sees that there's a trap, and he's like, all right, and then he picks up his mask, and when he picks up his mask, the beat switches, and that shit went crazy. The way they like did the soundtrack for that shit. Then after he kills all these motherfuckers, another song starts playing while Laurie does that what's that shit called? That monologue that was in the trailer where she's talking about him transcending. While that monologue plays, this other song called Michael's Legend plays, and that shit was cool too. It was like I don't know how to describe the fucking song, but it matched really well with the atmosphere they were going for when they got to it. And I really felt that, especially the way the soundtrack goes, like from the beat down on. From the moment Cameron takes his mask on, because the soundtrack was crazy, but even before that, it was still good. That's why I had to get into weird shit. Characters make very, very stupid decisions throughout this movie, but to be fair, all their stupid decisions get them killed. Every stupid decision ends up with them dying. And that's the only thing that kind of makes it okay that they made stupid decisions. There's one thing for them to make stupid decisions and still work out, or they still win somehow, but all these characters made stupid decisions and every stupid decision got them killed. And I don't think that kind of makes it make more sense. You messed up, you died. You know, whether instead of they making all these stupid decisions, but somehow the writers keep just like giving them outs and lucky breaks, but there were no lucky breaks. You made a stupid decision, Michael killed your ass, and that worked for me. I guess, but to get to the whole Michael, they wanted to address in this movie like what is Michael's motivation, and he started to, which I thought they weren't gonna do, because I assumed that the point of Doctor Sartain in 2018 was that he was supposed to symbolize all the people who want explanations for why Michael kills, and part of the symbolism of Michael stuffing his face in when he's trying to get him to talk is like the writers shutting that down and saying we're not going to explain why he kills. He's just going to kill because he kills. But then they come to this one and they're talking about transcending and being pure evil and the whole wanting to go home thing. I didn't understand that. I mean, I understand if he wants to go home and stay home, because obviously in the first movie, in 1978, he escapes and he goes home. What I don't get is that they kind of made it sound like he wants to go home and stay home and is like not kill again, which obviously isn't true. He wants to go home, but he still wants to come out and kill. So that part kind of confused me a little bit. And obviously they had this thing playing out when in the flashback. One of the cops from 1978 was a childhood friend of Michael of sorts. His mom used to send him to play with Michael when they were like kids, 5 or 6 years old, and Michael would just be kind of just standing there. He said Michael would just go in his sister's room and stare out the window. And this became like a theme throughout the movie. And I don't get what they're doing with that. They say he is like looking, he's not staring out at the city, he's looking within at his own demons or at his own darkness or something like that. I don't get what they're going with that. Maybe somebody in the comments can explain that part to me, because I don't get it. Maybe, I've already seen the movie twice. Maybe when I see it a few more times, it'll make sense to me, but I don't understand that at all. What they're doing with that. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about with that. With the whole and then obviously we see he does it when he goes back to the house, because after he kills Big John or Little John, after he kills one of the Johns, when the other one comes in, he's standing there staring out the window. And then he kills him. Then Karen goes, after the beatdown and all that, Karen possibly sees a vision of young Michael staring out the window, and she goes to do the same thing. And she stares out the window for a while, and then she closes her eyes, opens them up, staring out the window, and then Michael pops up and kills her. The ending was spoiled for me a month before the movie came out. I kind of accidentally spoiled myself. because there was hella leaks with this movie. Um, so I wasn't surprised that she died or whatever. But it did kind of confuse me how it happened. Because, like, how did he get back to the house with nobody noticing? Because even if he went through the back door, he would just have to go through the pass by the front door to get to the stairs to go up. So how the hell did that happen? Did he fucking run before Karen even got to the house? Or how did that happen? That's confusing. Did Karen see a fucking ghost or something in the window? Did she even see Michael in the window? Or, because I heard like one person say that maybe when she looked into the window, she didn't actually see Michael. Just the audience saw Michael for whatever reason they decided to throw that in there. But Karen didn't actually see Michael or see a ghost. She just looked at the window, remembered what Hawkins had said about staring out the window, and decided to just go up there and do it for whatever reason. And obviously Michael got her ass. So yeah, I'm like, is this supposed to be like a haunted house? Or what is this whole thing about staring out the window? Like, what is that? I guess the last thing. So, let's now go toward Halloween Ends. Next year, October 14, 2021. It's October 14, 2022. They will skip ahead 4 years from the night, because Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills takes place the same night, 2018. So for Halloween Ends, they will skip 4 years into the future, so it could be the timeline can be back to current. And my only so they're gonna mention, so they're talking about they're gonna put COVID in the movie and peculiar politics. And when they say peculiar politics, I'm assuming that we don't know what they mean. Hopefully they only mean it in a way, the same way they kind of did the whole collective trauma thing, Michael making monsters of the whole town thing. Maybe they mean it in that way, some subtle way. No one wants, a super political Halloween Michael Myers movie. No one wants that shit. It don't make no fucking sense. No one wants that. One thing I keep thinking about, I'll get this image of Michael with his mask on, plus a COVID face mask on, like both masks just like sitting in an ER or something because he has COVID. Because he has COVID, or if the movie's gonna skip 4 years ahead, where the fuck is Michael for 4 years? Obviously it wouldn't make sense for him to be living in his house for 4 years. That the town wouldn't let him live in his house for 4 years. But it also wouldn't make sense for him to go into hiding, because if he wants to stay in his house and he really doesn't give a fuck, why would he go into hiding, and why would he do it for 4 years? So the only thing that really makes sense to me is that he gets taken back into custody after he kills Karen. That they pull up and they take him again, because obviously they're gonna have to go there and get her body at some point, and the other bodies, because there's still Lonnie, Cameron, Big John, Little John. There's 5 bodies in the house with her. So obviously the paramedics and the police gonna have to come get those bodies. So maybe he surrenders again, and goes back to jail. And then Halloween Ends, one way or another, he gets out again. And then we go from there. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me. Because it doesn't make sense for him to be living in the house for 4 years. And it doesn't make sense that he would go in hiding somewhere else, because that's not what he wants. His whole thing is he wants to go back to his house and stay in his house and just live in his house. He wants to just live in his house and kill people, and that's it. So it wouldn't make sense for him to go into hiding Um, and that's the last thing, because I already made a Halloween Ends speculation video. So yeah, check that out if you haven't already. Where I talk about, my theories on how it ends and all that. I probably also mentioned that too, but the headshot theory. Because in Halloween Kills, there's like 5 times where someone tries to shoot Michael in the head, and they specifically draw attention to the fact that the person is trying to shoot him in the head, and they fail every time. So I'm thinking that they're gonna have something kill. Maybe he gets shot in the head in Halloween Kills, and either that really kills him, or he seems to be dead for a little bit, and he pops back up again, and they have to figure out something else. But it was on my mind that they kept having someone try and fail to shoot him in the head. Marion tried it, but she was out of bullets. Allison tried it, but he knocked the gun out her hand, and broke her fucking leg when he threw it down the stairs. The person, when they did the mob thing, the person in the tiger suit, for whatever fucking reason, shot him 4 times in the chest. And then when he tried to shoot him in the head, he was out of bullets. Sheriff Brackett was walking up on him like he was going to shoot him in the head because he had his gun out. His gun was forward, like that. He was about to put a bullet in his head to make sure it was over. And then that's when Michael popped up and slit his throat. And then obviously in the flashback, Loomis wants to shoot him in the head, but Hawkins stops him. That's 5 times in this movie that they drew attention to someone trying and failing to shoot Michael in the head. So I'm assuming that's going to be a major part of whenever he does the confrontation, and someone's trying to. I'm guessing Laurie or Allison. Yeah, Laurie or Allison is going to shoot him in the head, and either that's going to kill him, or he's going to pop the fuck back up. But I would like to know though, if he gets shot in the head with a shotgun, or even that, because that fucking gun, that woman was powerful as gun. But I say it's a shotgun and it's half his face is just blown the fuck off. Is he still gonna get back up? At what point are they gonna be alright, he's dead? Or is it just gonna be maybe he's not gonna die at the end? But that's it for this video. Luckily I kept it under an hour and 30. Let me know what you thought of Halloween Kills. What are you looking for in Halloween Ends? How do you think it's gonna end? Check out my Halloween Ends speculation video. Hopefully I have 1 or 2 more reviews coming this weekend. And I will see you in the next video. Deuces.